And action. Hey guys, welcome to Sabrina's Code. Listen, this video is for you if you're a computer science student, if you're a junior engineer, if you're a senior engineer, if you're a boot camp student learning computer science or web development, if you're any kind of developer anywhere you are in the world. This video is for you because I'm here to let you know that Notion should be your best friend. Yes, I just said that. Notion needs to be your best friend as a developer because I feel like this app literally was made with developers in mind. I don't know who the product designers were, but whoever you guys are on the Notion team, thank you. Because this app helps you organize your mind as a developer. And we know that once you're a developer, you're always on a learning journey. You will be learning until you remain in this industry, until you remain in this career. And so everyone is a student. And so that's why this video is for everyone. Because as you're learning new things and you're growing, it's important to have good systems and tools to organize yourself, or else you're gonna be overwhelmed. You're gonna be like, what is this technology? What the heck is happening in the JavaScript ecosystem? Like, things are gonna be all over the place. You're gonna watch a video, but then you're not going to implement what you just watched because you don't have the time and because you forgot about the video. You saved it on YouTube, and then you watch an article and you bookmark the article, but you're never going to go back to your bookmarks. And then you find a coding snippet, you put it somewhere like on a Google Doc, but then you're never going to go read that. You know, it's like things are all over the place in our little digital ecosystem. And so I feel like tools like Notion really help us centralize all our learning. And so I've been using Notion for a long time now. I'm a developer, I'm a web developer. I live in Silicon Valley. I work at a big tech company. I love my job. And I've been coding for a long time. I was a computer science student. I actually started learning how to code when I was 11 because I just love coding so much. And I've also taught people how to code through different boot camps as a coding TA, as a boot camp instructor. And so I've seen a lot of people get overwhelmed in their coding development journey, and that's why I'm telling you that Notion needs to be your best friend. So keep watching. What is Notion? Notion is a note-taking app. There is a free plan, but a lot of the features that you might want may be paid features. I haven't actually done that research while I'm shooting this video, so I'll probably be adding stuff to the screen a little bit later or while I'm speaking right now. Bear with me, this is my first official Sabrina's Code video on YouTube. And another thing is I made a post on my Instagram channel of the same name, Sabrina's Code. So go follow my Instagram. That did very well, where I showed people how to use Notion to organize their coding journey. And that's why I decided to just turn this into a video. Okay guys, so this is what my Notion setup looks like. It says I am a world-class engineer. I made this banner in Canva, and you can basically customize your Notion setup. So your setup, this is my homepage. It's like my desktop. It's like my home base for my engineering tools that I'm about to show you. And you can change the background image. Right now, I'm just changing the background image. Keep in mind that I pre-recorded my screen share. So now I'm just kind of describing what is going on here. And so I think right now I was just looking to show you guys how you can change your background image. And you can also like change the cover, you know, all that stuff. And so come on, Sabrina, stop changing pictures. We're trying to get to it, okay? So at the bottom already, let's just skip to the bottom, like what you see at the bottom. So you see my tools, right? So here I'm just scrolling to show you guys a little bit better. So this is called a table in Notion. And so the different things that you're seeing are the list of my technologies, and that's how I keep track of what I'm learning. And it's really great because the same information can be visualized in different formats. So here is the gallery view of the same information that you just saw. Okay, so it's the exact same stuff. So if you go into settings, you can change what you want to show and how you want to show it. So you can make the cards bigger, you can make the cards smaller, and this is the exact same information that you just saw earlier. There's also other views like the list view, which I'm about to show. So again, these are the same pages, and this is the table view. So if we go back to the board view, which was our initial view, you can see all my different technologies. So it's very easy to make a table. Right now I'm just making a table, and then you can call your table whatever you want. So let's call it Sabrina's Code, and Sabrina's Code tutorial. And you can create many different views for this table. So that's kind of what I'm showing you guys right now. Again, this is not a Notion tutorial. I'm just showing you guys what's possible. So we have like the calendar view, the table view, different views for the same piece of information. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth and show you how I personally organize some of my notes, and I'll show you how I organize my React notes, okay? So I'm clicking on the React tab, and again, these tabs are actually just pages, and in Notion, pages can have subpages. So the tab I just clicked to open this React page is a page, and this is the content of that page. So there are different views to open up the page, so you can have like full page, which is what I finally opted to do here. And these images are images that I added because I chose to. So Notion is really customizable. You can make your pages really pretty. The different links that you're seeing are pages that I made. So these are all pages of things that I'm studying in React, or that I have studied in React, and you get to organize them to your liking. At the bottom, I have another table. It's empty, but I just wanted to show you guys that if you choose to organize that information in a table, you can. Earlier I had a table, but here for some reason I just prefer to have the stuff laid out on the page. So you can do whatever you want in Notion. So this is like my little Notion page. I will open up my context API notes to show you guys how I made those notes. But at the top there's a nav bar, so it's very easy to go back to where you were. So this is me just clicking back to show you my home screen again, because it's easy to navigate and to like go back to places. So if I come back to my context API notes, which I can actually open from the sidekick, this is what it looks like. So notice how at the top there's like a summary block. So the cool thing about Notion when you're a developer is that there is the syntax highlighting that you need. Right here, I just pasted an image from my iPad. It's like all the information can just live in one place, right? You don't need to have like a screenshot on your iPad that you're never gonna watch, or I mean look at, when you can have it here right next to an embedded video on the subject that you are learning. Okay, shout out to Kyle from Web Dev Simplified. You are absolutely amazing, and I really hope that you watch this video. So yeah guys, so you can actually embed YouTube videos inside of your Notion. You can also, as you're learning and as you're studying, write notes at the bottom. All the syntax highlighting is there if you need to put coding snippets. You can grab some screenshots from Stack Overflow and just put them there. It's really just amazing, and it encourages you to study because the information is not all over the place. And right here, I actually want to show you just how easy it is to just have a coding block. You just do /code, and then a coding block appears on your page. You can select the language that you need the syntax highlighting for. So right now I'm just writing, I think, JavaScript or something. Make sure to like and subscribe to this video. If you're loving it so far, don't forget to share it with your friends, your developer friends, your computer science friends, your bootcamp friends. Just make sure to share this video. And yeah, so here is how you can choose the different languages for your syntax highlighting. So I absolutely love this tool, and that's how I keep track of a lot of my coding notes. So yeah. So what am I doing right here? I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, okay, so I just deleted that block. I want to show you guys that this block is also a synced block. So there's something called a sync blocks in Notion, where you can create a block somewhere on a page, and you can also sync it to another page, so that when you make a change on one page, it shows in that other page. So like the blocks are literally synced. I didn't say the pages are synced, I said the blocks. So you can only, like, if you only want to sync one portion of a page with something else, you can. So here I'm syncing this piece with another page called my favorite cheat sheets. So if I want to reference this in that page, I can do just that. Okay guys, so let's do another case study. This time I want to show you guys how I organize my Firebase notes, because in this page, I'm using different features that you haven't seen yet in the other note. So this is my Firebase page. Notion also has a way of giving you a table of content, which is what you're looking at the top, which is what I just selected. And these are like toggle headings. So if I open up what's under the setup, you're gonna see all my API keys, which I don't want you to see, so I'm not gonna click there. But here is a huge list of different coding snippets that helps me remember how to do different functions using the Firebase SDK in Node in JavaScript. So yeah, so as you can see, I have like all these notes that I was taking as I was learning. But ta-da, this is like my favorite thing ever with this setup, is that you can actually embed code sandbox pens in Notion, like code pens or code sandboxes, like you can embed them in Notion. So if you're learning a concept, instead of having the code somewhere on the internet or somewhere on your computer, you can just make a code sandbox or a code pen, and then literally have the coding editor in your Notion. So as you're learning and you're taking notes, all of that information is centralized and it's in one place. The code actually runs. It's literally an embedded coding editor and a browser inside of your page. And then right there at the bottom, I'm learning a different concept. And so I'm opening my coding pen, my code sandbox to something different to teach myself to remember that concept. Literally my codes, my notes are alive. Okay, my notes are alive. So I think I copied this from like a tutorial or something. And so even if you're following a tutorial and you want to implement what they have, you can embed that directly in your notes. And again, that does not mean that you can't keep putting more YouTube videos. And so here I literally have code pens, code sandboxes, and a YouTube video embedded in my Notion notes, as well as screenshots from who knows where. So I love this so much. And here I'm gonna show you guys that you can even go on CodePen. So I think I just went on CodePen right here, got something from CodePen. So shout out to the person who made this. I think their username is highlighted over there. So I grabbed that CodePen, copied the URL, and when you paste it on the page, it will actually ask you if you want to embed the CodePen. You say yes, you click the button, and just like that, your CodePen is embedded in Notion. So I think for CodePen though, it's view only, or maybe it's because I don't own this CodePen or something like that, that it's like view only. But I know for a fact that you can edit your code sandboxes and your replets directly in Notion, but maybe a few things change with CodePen, I'm not sure. But you can take a look at that later. But literally here's how it works. I'm going through all these different coding sections and the code is working just fine. Like I'm loading, I'm scrolling, and the scroll effects are happening, which is perfect. And so this is what I mean by why you need Notion as your best friend if you're a developer. This is just so cool. My notes don't have to be all over the place. I can learn one. So guys, I've showed you guys how my notes look like. Now let's talk about something else that you can do in Notion, which is having your own growth or learning tracker. So I'm renaming the table that we made earlier. That was Sabrina's code table or something like that. Let's rename it to engineering growth or learning log. And I'm going to show you guys how you can have your own learning log in Notion. So as you're learning new technologies, you can keep track of what you're learning. It's going to help you with your momentum. It's going to help you remain motivated in your learning journey. So this is a date column. You can select the date on the side right here, and then in the text column, or you can also obviously rename that column to something more descriptive. You can say, I learned about, let's say, Python, right? And then yeah, and then you can also, like, let's say it's another day, and then this time you learned about the React Context API, which is what we did in this video. So you can keep going, and as the days go by and as you're learning things, you just log what you're learning. And it's really cool because you can also link the page that is relevant to the description that you just made. So if you're talking about React Context or Python, you can go up and copy the page, any page, including the sub pages. Okay, pages are all very flexible. You can paste the link of that page right here, and ta-da, you have a link to that page next to the description saying that you've studied this technology. This is really cool. And when you click on that, it actually takes you to your notes, right? And so yeah, you can grab the links from different pages. So I think I'm showing you guys a few more examples of me just copying the links and then adding them to my growth tracker or growth logger. And also I want to show you something really cool. So you can also grab links to blocks in Notion. So you don't only have to be linking pages like I told you. You can also link blocks. So earlier I showed you how to use synced blocks, but now I want to show you that you can actually, let's say, go to your Firebase notes. So let's open up my Firebase notes and let me grab one of my coding blocks. Let's say you want to refer exactly what you learned or what you just added to a page. You can actually just grab the the link to the block and then paste it right here. And so when you're going through your logger, you're like, oh, what did I learn yesterday? Oh, you just click that link and then it'll pop you right back to that section highlighted in this way, so it will take you right there. And so this is really great when you're trying to keep track of your day-to-day coding growth or learnings, and even for your job, like for your career, you can be linking up different things as you're evolving. And so that's why I find this app so useful. Here I'm creating a tagging, or like a tagging system. So I want to show, let's say I want to give each of these different days, you know, a kind of subcategory. So here I have personal dev, I have work, I have school. So based on why I learned this technology or where I learned it, like you can give your tags any type of context that you need. So I'm not really sure why I just called it tech when there's like whatever. I think you get the gist of it. I think you get the idea. Yeah, and here I'm just moving up my logger because things are really easy to move in Notion. So I want it at the top of the page so that when I open up my engineering page, I have it at the top, you know, like little logger, and then we scroll down to the tools. So that's why I just moved it here. It's very easy to move things around in Notion. It's just a fun application to use. And I hope that up till now you're convinced to keep using it, or at least to start using it, and to become best friends with it. And yeah. Okay guys, so I showed you how to have different types of notes and like different ways you can structure and organize your notes in Notion. And now I'd like us to delve deeper into Notion's AI capabilities, because Notion does have its own AI. And so let's just add that to our growth log or a learning log, because we just made it and why not. And let's link the new page that I just created in our growth log. Okay, so when you open up the page, it's empty. This is a brand new page, and you can do /AI to bring up the custom AI blocks, and then scroll and find it right here. And this is literally, you know, kind of like ChatGPT but in Notion. It's so cool. And so you can write a prompt literally right there, and then have the Notion AI generate pieces of code for you. This is so interesting it's so great when you're learning things, because again, the whole purpose of even using Notion to build this kind of system is to have all your coding nodes in one area. And so if you want to learn how to do a basic component in React, you can. And then you can, here I'm asking for it as a function component, and they will generate that for me as well. And I love this so much because now I can compare the two. Imagine you're learning different languages. You're like, okay, how do I do this in JavaScript versus how do I do this in Python? You can do that, and then you can put the blocks side by side. You can add like a little bit of formatting with some headers or heading, and I believe that's what I'm about to do next. Yeah, so let's just put the function component and the class component side by side, and this is just like the beginning of the types of things that you can do. I believe that Notion and AI is literally a recipe for success. A recipe for growth, for success, for taking ownership of your learning. This is the point of this system. And now I want to show you guys how you can even use AI to go through existing notes that you have and add more information. And so this is one of my favorite coding notes page, because I call it my coding translations page. So it's like I'm trying to translate what I learned in Python to what I learned in JavaScript. And this really helps me remember how to do things in different languages, because there's a lot of context switching that happens when you're a developer, and I don't think it's enough to just have that information somewhere on the internet. I like seeing my stuff side by side. So if I learn a function in JavaScript or in Java or in Python, and I want to know how to do it in the other language, I don't have to keep going online. I can just capture that information once and for all in my little table that grows over time, and it's really motivating to just see my own progress. So here I'm using a custom block, AI block, and I'm saying my table above contains coding translations for JavaScript and Python. Can you provide me with the similar information but for Java? Something like that. And here I expected the AI to kind of like fill the Java column for me, not directly in my real column, but to produce something similar. Unfortunately, it did not do that. I filmed this multiple times trying to get it to do what it did first time, where it actually performed really well. But again, hey, this is AI. The technologies are still new, but I'm just trying to show you what's just possible. I'm not sure what's powering Notion's own AI. Probably ChatGPT. But that's the main idea. Okay guys, so here I'm going to show you guys my React Native notes, just to show you, you know, what your notes could also look like in another form. Here I'm heavily utilizing tables. I chose to just put the stuff under table sections. So this is a table in the board view, but again, like I said, you can change the view. So this is it. This is the same information in a list view, with the headings kind of sectioning the different information. So I made this screen share to just show you again that your notes can be very simple if you want to, but then with the same notes, you can kind of shift the view to your liking. And yeah, so I'm just opening some of the notes to show you what they look like. Not everything has to be crazy and complex. This actually looks a little complex, but it's just that as you're learning and you're capturing data and information, you just want your stuff to be in one place and not lost in your bookmarks of your browser. And so now I want to open up my CSS notes to give you guys another overview of how your notes could look like. So here again, I'm still using boards. I really like using boards to put my stuff under. And these are like my Flexbox notes. So let's just open my Flexbox page. So it's like, if you know that you learned something and you don't always want to go online to look up a solution or to remember a concept, you can create your own cheat sheet. So this is a Flexbox, you know, code pen that I created, where I literally had the nav bar applying different properties of Flexbox just so I could remember myself. And then I also have like a screenshot from my iPad because I love writing on my iPad. I'm just a super note taker, and again, your notes don't have to be this intense but you can, as you're learning, you want to make sure that you keep all your stuff in a centralized place, right? So 2 years from now, if I want to remember how I did something in Flexbox, yes, I could go online and look it up, but sometimes the information stays longer with you when you made it your own, when you took ownership of your learning journey. You didn't just know that, okay, it's somewhere on the internet and I could go find it. What if that link disappears? What if it's wrong? I mean, what if something happens to that web page? It's always good to kind of take ownership of your learning and to create your own examples to go through. And so yeah, so right now this is another page that I made when I was learning CSS positioning. A lot of this text I actually wrote it myself, and this is me just writing it as I'm studying and as I'm learning. It might seem like a lot, but it's not that much when it just flows and when you have a system in place and when you're excited to create this system. And so this is my array methods cheat sheet. When I was learning more about arrays, I just created this cheat sheet for myself with an embedded replit. So this is an example of a replit. I've shown you what the code sandboxes and the code pens look like. This is an embedded replit. And I also have this really long coding blob where I basically went online, looked up how to use array methods and kind of summarize them for me. These are literally screenshots from Instagram and Twitter, because when you're on tech Instagram and you're on tech Twitter, sometimes you want to capture that information that you're learning there too. So you can just do that, take screenshots and put them all in your Notion with all the other information that you're learning. And as you can see, like, I basically go through different array methods and the return values, like, and just what things look like, and that's how I remember. So now I'm just showing you guys some other notes that I made when I was trying to compare React with Angular. I think Notion is really good at allowing you to display the information in this way, so that if you're learning a technology that's similar to another technology, you can just have them side by side and compare them and show yourself how to do one thing in one technology versus another. And I think this is super helpful for when you know you're about to use something that when you want to know how to go back to something that you've used a long time ago or things like that. Your notes always stay with you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got a lot of value from it. Please make sure to follow me on please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video, and also follow me on Instagram at Brina's Code. My website is brinascode.com, and so if you'd like to see this content but in article form, you can go find it on my website. Wait, I can't do an outro. This is hard, y'all. Listen, anyway, thank you so much. Make sure to come back, period. Bye.